Hello, this is Seamus, N7MYW. I thought today I'd bring to attention something on a video that crossed my mind the other day, and I have to admit and confess that I had a little bit of help in it. That I was reading online, somebody made a comment. Another ham made a comment, and I don't remember where I found it, so I can't give credit to the ham who said it. But he sparked something in my brain that really made me think about how I approach ham radio. Now, it sounds like it could be complicated, but it isn't. And the first thing I thought of in this was my Yaesu FT991A. Now, I have to admit, I really like this radio. It's an amazing radio, and I don't have to go into the specifics about the radio because everybody knows it. All of you already know what its statistics are and what it does, what it doesn't do. When I got this radio, one of the first things that I saw that really had me tickled was the screen. I mean, this screen right here. Everything that it does. All of the buttons on the screen. And oh, that waterfall. That was huge. I could actually see signals. I could actually see a signal from another ham by twisting this dial and moving up and down the band, and be able to know in advance if there was a signal there. So I could get to it faster, maybe make a contact, maybe have a QSO that would be something for the record books for my log. So I told myself, after doing some research, I need to have a radio that does that. And of course, I looked at the ICOM 7300 and the 991 because they were both close to the same price range and I would be able to actually afford it. So I purchased one, and I have to say that I do really enjoy this radio. But something about it just didn't sit right with me. What was it? Well, it took getting another radio, something as a blast from my past, to make me really understand. So that radio, I moved down here, was this radio. Now, I confess, this radio here, this is a Kenwood TS2000. This Kenwood TS2000, they started making it in the year 2000, and it was in production for quite a few years. It's a very capable, very good radio that covers all of the HF bands plus 6 meters, 2 meters, 440, and if you were to install the extra module, you could have 1.2 gigahertz. So it pretty much covers everything except 220 and 900. Great radio. I owned it once. I said I must have this radio again. It's that good of a radio. Well, I bought it. I found one used, and I have been incredibly happy with this radio since the day I got it. Absolutely stellar rig. The receiver, the digital signal processing, everything is just as good as today's radios. What doesn't it have? Well, it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that waterfall. It doesn't have all of the spikes when you see a signal. Has the same type of digital signal processing. Maybe it's a little cleaner on the newer models because of the technology. But it doesn't have the other. That is the whole point of me making this video. I had become so accustomed over the last 30 years, all of my ham career, 36 years, to hearing my signals and to digging signals and other stations out of the noise in the background, to seeing my signals. I now was so excited that I could see my signals instead of hear them. But really, seriously, what was that doing to me? What was that doing to me as a ham operator? And that I was so attached to the waterfall and trying to eliminate the noise, to make the waterfall better, to see those signals, that I was losing my focus on what ham radio really is, and that's using our ears. Now, I'm not slamming radios with a waterfall. I have one. I enjoy it. It serves a purpose. Although with this particular model, I grant you the waterfall's not super impressive. It's nothing like the 7300 or any of the other higher end radios. But it's there for a reason because, well, pretty much hams wanted it on there. But while I was digging around in the signals and watching the noise go down this waterfall, it made me go back to this. It made me go back to this radio here, where it made me use my ears to dig out those signals. It made me not have to look for a signal. It made me go through all of the band to try to find that QSO, that other ham who's calling CQ, or using his CW key to try to find somebody else to talk to. So instead of watching for it up on the screen of my 991, I was actually digging out and trying to find something with my ears. And that is why I started to really look at how, as a ham operator, I have evolved. And not to say that evolution to getting into a waterfall like this is a bad thing. It isn't. It's an evolutionary process for us hams to where we're able to use the technology that we have and to be able to get into the meat of radio a little bit more and to enjoy it and to hear that other ham. But in doing so, I'd forgotten about this. I'd forgotten about everything that I learned in my early years as a ham that still sticks with me today. Why am I looking when I should be listening? I have 2 ears and I have 2 eyes, and I can use them both for both radios. But it's really what we hear that really makes a difference as a ham, because it's harder to communicate. I will also confess and grant that by using digital signals, digital modes with a computer, you actually don't have to have any hearing. And it's good for the people that don't have good hearing, no hearing at all, can still participate in ham radio with so many new inventions and so many new things that we're able to take advantage of both of them. So they do get along well. And you're seeing the manufacturers today, Yaesu, Kenwood, and ICOM, all 3 making radios that still have screens like that still have a digital screen and a digital readout, but doesn't have a waterfall, doesn't have a spectrum display. And they work beautiful, and they're also top of the line as well. So there's room for both in our hobby. I hate to call it a hobby. It's a life. It's a lifestyle. It really, truly is. So they both can be part of what we have as ham operators. They both can sit side by side like they do on this radio desk right now. I suppose this is one of the niceties about being able to have both of these. I saved up my money and was able to have one of each of these. And I'm blessed that I have them. But it truly made me open my eyes, pardon the pun, that this radio right here really is this radio here with a waterfall, and that's about it. Concentrate more on this is what I'm going to do. I really want to use my ears more and to open them up and listen to ham radio instead of just watch it on my Yaesu. So I just thought of something that really, the light bulb went off in my brain the other day, and it made me seriously think about my path forward in amateur radio and what I want to do with it. No, it doesn't mean I'm never going to buy another radio with a waterfall. I think they're pretty. I think they're fun. Look at the colors. Now, granted, there's a little too much noise here. I'm working on that part. It's too much RFI. I am surrounded in this apartment complex by RFI everywhere, so I'm working on that. But when I look at this radio right here, and I enjoy what I'm seeing on that screen, I'm enjoying it for a reason. It's because I can see it with the beauty that it is and all of the colors. But one thing I'm not forgetting is the beauty of this and how I'm able to use just my ears. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Definitely nothing super philosophical about it. Just how I feel when it comes to ham radio and where I might be going in the future with my ears and my eyes together. I'm truly grateful for all the technology that we've had over the last decade to 2 decades. We've come a long way since the TS2000. Think about how many years it's been. It's been 20 years plus since this radio was built. And very few radios have been able to match what they have now today in technology, but they're still worthy. And they still provide an amazing experience for us. Whether we're young or old, whether we've been a ham for 50 years or been a ham for a year, we can get benefit out of both. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that today. I just wanted to get my voice out there and say how much I appreciate this hobby. I appreciate actually even the screen that I'm putting this on, YouTube. And I appreciate all of you watching my videos, and give a thumbs up if this is something that you've enjoyed, and subscribe. I would love to see more videos up on my wall in the coming years, and hope that I can enjoy this hobby all the way until the very end. Thank you for watching. This is Seamus, N7MYW, thanking you. 73.